Are we from Mayberry?
Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie.
Hello, folks. Hello.
Who the heck are you?
Susan Ryamaki.
My friend Susan Ryamaki is filling in for Luann Young, who is still in Cuba.
I wish I was with Luann.
Who doesn't?
No kidding.
I know, you could, but then they'd just be sitting here looking at that backdrop. That's what his life is like. His life is like. Hi. So listen, Susan. Let's say who you are. You are the. Are you the co-chair?
Yeah, co-chair. Chair, co-chair. Yeah.
For Pride.
For Sault Pride. Yes.
For Sault Pride. Yeah. And then you're also you're at the Y.
I'm at the YMCA. Yeah,
yes,
I've been at the YMCA for 3.5 years.
I know. One of my favorite things from when we did at the Y, we did a fundraiser, was porchetta bingo.
We had a lot of fun with at the Esquire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boomer at the Esquire does his porchetta bingos. It's wonderful.
I'm doing bingo this week.
Are you?
At Sault College, at Odeno.
Okay. Yeah.
It's sexy bingo.
Sexy bingo.
Joan Rivers will be appearing at Odeno, and there's no cover to get in because the students union is paying for everything, and if there's enough underage who want to go, they're going to section an area off for the non-drinkers, for underage.
Yes.
And otherwise, it's a licensed event, and it's sexy bingo.
So like how long does this go on for?
I don't know. I start at 7 o'clock, and we just go until all the things are given away, I guess.
Oh, wow.
So there'll be trivia, there'll be sex trivia, which of course Joan Rivers knows all about sex.
Yeah.
What's one of the jokes is like, the only thing my mother taught me about sex, man gets on top, woman gets on bottom. I bought bunk beds. She didn't, she said she knew nothing. So Joan is going to call sexy bingo, and everyone's invited. So that'll be fun that's Thursday. Getting ready for Valentine's.
So Thursday the
13th.
Thursday the 13th.
Like in 2 days.
In 2 days. Yeah. That's great to know.
So way to get to see me for Joan Rivers and not have to pay a cover.
Yeah, no
And then
kidding.
I'm off to Sudbury.
Yeah, you're doing a show in Sudbury
on Valentine's night.
Yeah, and you told me that you're doing an original song that you wrote when you were how old?
At York University. I was 18 years old, and I co-wrote a song with my friend Penny Weinstein called "Teenage Cremation," and it's it's a parody on a night. You know those terrible songs where you're stuck on the railroad tracks and your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Yeah, it's one of those kinds of songs. So it's.
Well, that's going to be great. I wish I could be there.
And I'm also doing the Masochism Tango. Which is an old Tom Lehrer song. Tom Lehrer, of course, wrote all those funny songs like the Irish Ballad.
Yes.
About a girl, I'll sing a song, sing rickety tickety tin, about a girl, I'll sing a song.
Yes.
Yeah, where she cooked all her family up. Yeah, it was, I'm making it a really fun Valentine's.
Absolutely.
Really nice romance, yeah.
Because that's the way I feel about Valentine's.
Tell me.
Yeah, like Valentine's Day is just another day for me. Like,
because you're single.
I'm single.
And
but no, I'm not bitter. Even if I was in a relationship, it's just another day. I think that if I had a partner, I would treat my partner the same way throughout the whole entire year, and show them my love. I don't need one specific day.
Are you telling me that you wouldn't go to see our new friend Emma Burns at the flower shop and buy flowers for me if I were your partner on Valentine's Day?
I would go there every single day and buy you a rose.
Okay, you just made up for everything. What's going on today, Sue? Tell me. I love when Sue comes on the show because she gets all excited about the days of the week and looking up the days and stuff.
Yeah, there's always something new in history.
What did you discover?
Well, today is Extraterrestrial Culture Day. Who knew that was a thing?
Who knew they had culture?
Yeah, no kidding. So this is the day that in Roswell, New Mexico,
I think it's pronounced Roswell.
Is it Roswell?
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, I think so.
See,
that's where they had the UFO sighting in Roswell.
I'm thinking Roswell because I'm thinking of the past mayor. Right?
He was John Roswell.
He was, I'm wrong.
Still Roswell.
Still Roswell.
Anyhow.
Where they celebrate past, present, and future culture of extraterrestrials.
Look, there's Roswell.
Yes, Roswell, New Mexico.
Look at the big alien. That's their welcome sign.
That is their the capital of, goodness
We should get a big thing of like Roberta Bonner to put beside ours.
Yes.
Nice. With her space helmet on. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be great if you come in the city.
Yeah. Okay, so it's culture. But think about the things that we say. Did you look up the pyramids? I asked you.
I did, yeah.
Did it say, is there a theory about that?
There was no theory. It's kind of like wishy-washy this way, wishy-washy that.
I thought at one time there was a theory that maybe aliens helped build the pyramids or something.
I could see that would be conceivable.
And then what's the thing? Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
They say that maybe aliens did that. Look at how I do this for Stonehenge. See how I do that? That's like,
yeah. It's like...
Because I don't understand how you would do that. They didn't have cranes or anything to lift stuff up, and how would you get the big one on top of the little one?
Well, I'm sure
there's a whole bunch of them.
I'm sure that they were, you know, like very smart people back then, that they could figure out some sort of winching system, even with ropes, you know, and
Have
pulleys.
you been to Stonehenge? Have you seen the size of those things?
Yes, I have.
Ropes. What kinds of ropes? They didn't have wires. Ropes wouldn't hold. I say aliens.
Aliens.
And then what
perhaps.
else? What other alien explanations do we have?
Well,
sightings. What about those crop things? Crop circles.
Crop circles are explained by people going there, and with those they have you know, boards on ropes, and they're stepping on them.
Have you ever seen anything that you thought was a UFO?
No. No.
Have you ever had a vision of any kind?
I always have visions, yes. But I don't like to share those.
Today was a famous vision.
What's that?
In 1858, it was the first vision of the Virgin Mary. Remember the song, There Was a Girl Named Bernadette? Song of Bernadette,
yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bernadette of Lourdes was 14 years old, and she was at the grotto, and was she getting water or something, I think, and she looked up and she saw a vision of the Virgin Mary.
No way.
Yeah, 1858, and people would, and that's famous now, that spot, Lourdes.
Well, and did we not have a tree here in Sault Ste. Marie where somebody said that they saw the Virgin Mary's image?
I think maybe so.
Yeah.
But it's Sault Ste. Marie, so they probably chopped it down because it had a Dutch elm disease or something.
That's right. It had no historical, relevance or anything, because that's what happens.
Okay, so but here's the deal about the Virgin Mary. So what do you think? Do you know what Immaculate Conception was? I've talked about this before.
Yes,
did you watch the show?
No.
Immaculate, because people get confused about Immaculate Conception.
It was very clean and very immaculate.
The Immaculate Conception was when Mary was conceived in the womb of her mother, Saint Anne. Then, when she was conceived, God apparently went, boom, you are going to be born without original sin. The one child, apparently, in the entire history of birthdom that was born without original sin. Every child is born with some sort of sin. Isn't that craziness?
Really?
Mm-hmm. But not Mary. She was born without original sin because God made her that way in her mother's womb. She was the Immaculate Conception. Jesus was the virgin birth.
Okay.
Just a little Catholic trivia for you people.
That's what I was going to say.
Care.
I was going to say that must be like the Catholicism, because I didn't grow up with that kind of knowledge.
What about so the Pope? Mm-hmm. You know about the Pope? Did you know Vatican City is a country?
Yes, I did know Vatican City is a country.
That happened on this date in 1929.
Oh, that's funny, because that's a nice transition, because also in this day, 2013, Pope Benedict XVI announced his resignation. First Pope in the history since 1415.
In 1415, he took a little trip. He left the Popedom and Catholics all slept. The Pope, he did, and now there's a movie about it.
There is, yeah.
The two popes, did you see it?
No, but
brilliant.
I've heard wonderful things. They were
Anthony Hopkins and who's the other guy that was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor but didn't win?
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is.
He was in Amadeus too, wasn't he?
Yes.
I forget.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Jonathan Pryce. No, he wasn't in Amadeus. Jonathan Pryce was originally in Miss Saigon.
Okay, well then there you go. Look at that. I don't know where he pulls them out from. I have no idea.
2012, sad day in history. Whitney Houston died today.
Oh, that
one kills me.
Yeah.
Well, not kills me. No, that was a huge, tragic, awful loss because of addiction.
Yeah, she battled for many, many years with it, and
how much of her issues do you think came from the fact that she was bisexual and that she couldn't live her life because she was under the spotlight and was going to get judged? How much do you think? Do you think some?
Oh, I think probably a lot.
I think so too.
And I think that under the spotlight and also underneath the judgmental eye of some family members.
Yes. Well, her mother plain out said, "I do not accept you if you are going to live your life that way."
Exactly.
No.
And that's just and that happens to so many of our youth.
Well, you're very involved in this. You know the stats. Yeah, you know that the suicide rate among LGBTQ teens is so much higher than in heterosexual teens.
It is. Like there are instances when kids have confided in their parents of their sexuality, and their parents kick them out onto the street. Mm-hmm. Like, hello, these are your children. You birthed them.
Yeah, whether it was immaculate or not.
Yeah, that's right.
No matter how, they're yours now.
That's right.
Anyway, no, we're lucky to be loved, aren't we?
We are, absolutely.
We're lucky to be loved. So listen, it's also Make a Friend Day, and we've made a new friend in Emma Burns.
Yes.
We love Emma Burns.
She's great.
Emma Burns owns the flower shop. And when I first heard I got this business card saying the flower shop, I thought, Somebody's opening a new business called the Flower Shop. Don't they know that we have like the flower? There's been the Flower Shop in Sault Ste. Marie. I didn't realize it was the Emma Burns who's owned the Flower Shop for these past 2 decades, and she's here today. I'm so excited to meet her.
Well, you had said something about the fact that it was Emma Burns Flower Shop, and I said, where is it we live? Mayberry?
Because it sounds so cute. Emma Burns Flower Shop. No, it's Emma Burns who owns the Flower Shop, and she's up next. And there's so much more. It's also PUC. They're doing a
PUC awareness, or
well, it's safety. There's a safety awareness thing going on, and it's emergency preparedness. And so our friend Helena Huopalainen, who's retiring at the end of this month.
I know.
This may be her last visit to the show.
I'm so sad about
They're going to be on the show later to talk about the open house that they're having at the library.
Wonderful.
Plus, we have the news now. Something happened. Our computer. You know how Microsoft updates? Yeah, well, guess what happened this morning when Michael came in to produce the show? Our computer was updating. And Alex Parr, we think, has pneumonia anyway. So you're going to see a different version of the news today. You'll see some graphics, but it's going to be our voiceover by our buddy Kevin Collar, who is our master controller. I'll tell you, in this place, everybody can do everything. I can't do anything but talk.
Talk about multitasking.
Not me, all I can do is talk.
But you're good at it.
Well, that's why I'm going to talk to Emma next. So stay with us. Emma Burns from the Flower Shop joining Sue and I on Mornings with Luann and Tim without Luann. In just a minute.
Lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo! It's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell or white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is ONNtv.
Look at how beautiful this is. It's
gorgeous.
It's flowers from the flower shop, scattered rose petals, and you brought us real arrangements.
And the fragrance is wonderful.
I know. For a change, it smells nice in the studio, Emma. This is Emma Burns from the Flower Shop. Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you born and raised Sault Ste. Marie, Emma?
Yep.
Born and raised. Yep. You were a mother raising kids. Did you start the business before you were a mother, or did you start after you had
after.
After you had your kids?
Yeah.
That was, so what year are we talking about?
I don't know if I want to go there. Really date myself.
Is it over 20 years or 20 years or so?
The business I've had for almost 22 years. 1998.
1998.
Okay.
1998.
So what made you want to start a flower shop? You got kids at home, and you decide what? Why?
Well, I always did administrative work. I've had 2 lives.
Okay.
And there's time for a third.
Okay.
No, for years and years I did administrative work, like Algoma Steel, Sioux College.
So you were always having a family and working?
Oh, always. Yeah, always busy. And so I went back and got my degree and part of my master's degree. And the flowers I'd always done as a hobby.
Really?
All through the years, and lots of art courses. And and it hit a point I was getting really bored with administrative work. Good stuff, great life. But I was very bored.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I remember at one point sitting back and thinking, well, okay, what skills do I have, with the priority, of course, being the kids at that time.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's kind of all roads led to the middle.
Yeah.
I remember going for aptitude testing for about 2.5 days at Lake State. The scores were funny. They really were. Because the highest mark was art judgment. The highest you could get.
Judgment.
The second highest was responsibility. So I says to the counselor, I said, so what, I'm going to be like a responsible craft owner? Like, what do you do with that, right? So I had the opportunity to go work in a flower shop, just part-time.
Oh, you did?
But prior to that, I was doing lots of stuff, my house, other people's houses. It was my hobby.
Yeah,
and it always
You're
was.
Good at this, Emma.
Well, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It just was a passionate thing. So I took the leap. Took the leap and
started off with a lease. Where was the first place you said? By where the
that was on Northern Avenue.
That was your original location.
Exactly.
You were there for a few years.
For about 3 years. That was a tough tenancy there.
Yeah. Then you moved to a great
McNabb Street, which was a wonderful tenancy.
That's where everything you said, the explosion in the fireworks.
Yeah, it blew up recently. Isn't that great?
You said that was a great tenancy, but too small.
It was too small.
Yeah. It's got to make you feel kind of good, though, when the business is expanding to the point where I need more space.
Oh, yeah. It just was too tight. So I bought the building on Gore Street. We bought that and then fixed that. And that was a major...
There it is, but they're seeing it right now on screen. There it is, the flower shop.
It's my fort. I call it my fort.
Your fort. Look, that's where I hide. Interior shots as well. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful.
So now, okay. Oh, Emma, that's lovely.
It's fine.
You sell all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's predominantly florals.
Predominantly floral, but
at this point,
looks like there's some gifty things too, though.
A lot of vases, stuff like that.
So now, you're down on Gore Street for over 20 years. You must have a great clientele, because I would imagine this is a pretty specialized business.
Oh yeah, it's custom work. I feel. Yeah.
So how did you develop your base? Did people just follow you to Gore Street? Did people find you after you got there?
Well, I knew a lot of people. I always have, because having done different things, and yeah, it just started and kept going. It just kind of, at one point, got out of control too much.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you want it at a certain point. Like, you don't want the quality of your work.
The quality of your life, or the quality of your work to suffer. Oh, you have to have the time to actually do what you...
I'm big on balance.
Good for you.
Big on balance.
That's important.
Yeah, I work more now while the kids are well raised, well educated. They're doing their own things.
So now you can...
I have more time.
But you've got staff, too. You got a full-time staff.
Yeah. And I've got sessional people
that come in.
Yeah, so I do work more than I used to, but I have the time to do it.
Right.
Exactly.
So, like, are you coming up on your busy time with Valentine's Day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. It'll be crazy. Oh, and before I forget, now this is for you.
What do you mean?
Oh. This one is for you.
Sue, you're getting...
Because then you have flowers for Valentine's, and this one's for you because you're going to be out of town.
Thank you.
That's very nice of you.
That's right.
That's very sweet.
And you know...
But we were talking before, and I was surprised to learn that Valentine's is not your most busiest day.
No. Mother's Day by a shot.
Mother's Day. That is great to hear.
Well, that is great to hear. But Sue, you're still not getting flowers. Not for Valentine's, not for Mother's.
Why should you get them for Valentine's?
My fur babies.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't get me flowers, but they give me so much love each day.
I know.
So.
Now, talking about the fact that it's kind of a specialty business, I know, for me personally, I'll mention from my experience, I enjoy the fact when I have a relationship with people like my dry cleaner, my pharmacist, my florist, my butcher. Yes. I'm very old school that way. I really believe... Mayberry. No, but and that's how it was, because that's the way I was raised by my mother. My mother and father went to the different shops. They always went to the same people for the services. And that, I think, you develop a rapport. So can you explain how, as a florist, having a rapport with your customers helps you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a blessing to my life, too. I mean, there's people, oh my gosh, great. Well, through the years, I mean, some passed, but there's people that call that I've talked to in the States, all over Canada. You might hear from them 3 times a year, but you do get to know them.
You do.
And there's...
and is that important when someone's calling?
That's important to me.
Important to you as a person?
As a person. Yeah.
But if so, from a perspective of the business standpoint and being able to create things for people, does it help to know their personalities?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because you're dealing in florals, you're dealing with a lot of emotion. Like the high points, the low points.
Yes.
You know, I get people calling, and like a lot is internet now, but I do prefer talking to them.
Sure.
Like people from out of town or stuff, or say, their grandchild is in college here, and it's like, oh my God, it's first year away, and it's their birthday, and they're so missing them. So you have to integrate their vision, and you have to take that information in fast and try to produce what they want to express.
Something that expresses what they're feeling and saying to you through the art of flowers.
Exactly. So yeah, their idea, their emotion, and you have to translate it. I often say in the business, we're translators of emotion. And most of the time, I mean, a good day for me is, you know, you do that and people call and, oh my God, that's so nice. And it's like I nailed it. I mean, you get like... No,
that's a really good feeling. It's a good feeling.
You get... There are a few knuckleheads. We know this. It's general populace, it's life, and they're just, you can't please them. I was laughing. One of the other florists I was talking to a couple of weeks ago, and she says, you know him? We actually fired a customer. I says, atta girl.
Well, that's good.
But no matter what they did, they weren't pleased, and this went on and on. And I thought about that for a few days.
Yeah.
But that's not a problem with flowers, right?
No, that's not. So now, so for instance, I could call you and say, now you know me. Let's say I've been coming into the shop, and I say, so Emma, I need something for this person, and this is what they mean to me, and I know that their living room has these colors and that color. Did you like that kind of information?
Oh, absolutely. The more custom it can be to the recipient, the better off you are.
And you can do things like theme vases, or you have that kind of stuff too.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
What about keeping up with the trends? How do you do that?
Well, that's usually through Teleflora or FTD.
Okay.
You know, because I get, of course, all the magazines. You keep up all the time. So yeah, there's always.
And you've been dealing with FTD from the get-go.
And Teleflora.
Both of them for years.
20-some years.
So these are so this is how, if somebody is out of town and they're watching this and they want to send someone some flowers in Sault Ste. Marie, they can contact you, and it's through FTD that it's all done, right? Or like
no,
that's how it's delivered, or what?
No, I'm just members of them, and it's like a wire service. You're always better to call the florist.
Call the florist. Don't go
cheaper. It's cheaper. You're going to get a better product, because in the market now with the internet, there's all the order gatherers.
You said that they're taken over, and they're just like, they're call centers.
They're call centers, and they're not good for them. They're not good for the customers.
Yeah.
They're paying far too much money.
Yeah.
And I have people calling me all the time, and I get, are you a real flower shop? And I said, well, yeah, we got a cooler and all. You know, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Inevitably, it costs the customer more, and you don't want to do that.
Call the florist directly.
Exactly. It's bad for the whole industry.
And you take care of the delivery then? Like,
we arrange all of it.
You arrange all of that?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a delivery service.
And can we pay with credit card over the phone?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's easy.
Do you prefer when people come in to visit, though, and say hello and introduce themselves?
I like a mixed bag of it.
Yeah.
I like a mixed bag.
Yeah. I think that you'd be a lot of fun to come in and visit in the shop. I mean, Emma came in this morning, and soon I sat down, and I just felt like I was sitting down with an old friend.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have
That's really nice. Thank you.
You've got a very genuine personality, and you're funny as all get out.
Well, you're funny.
Well, thanks.
You're really funny.
You're really funny too. And she talks. I mean, the conversations
really nice.
we weren't just talking about flowers in the green room. We were talking about politics. We were talking about religion and Sault Ste. Marie and everything. But what a great time. So nice to meet you. I'll be in to visit you.
Thanks a lot.
Because you know, Sue and I spent some time on Gore Street. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be more than happy if you came down.
We will.
Love it.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah.
And we hope you'll there too. You'll be there too. The flower shop. What's the address again on Gore?
179.
179 Gore Street. Emma Burns, the flower shop. And we'll be back with more with Lou-Anne and Tim and Sue after this.
I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. If you smoked weed, wait at least 4 hours before getting behind the wheel, or don't drive at all if you're new to it, have eaten it, or if you've mixed it with alcohol.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and roadwork all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation, because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
Every rose has its petals. Yes, petals.
There you go. This is fun. What? She gave us flowers.
I know. It was such a sweet woman.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like Emma.
Absolutely.
I don't know why I was calling her Carol, but
well, you know, you have the tendency of making up names.
I do. Why am I so bad with names? Well, I should write them down.
Yeah, you should write them down.
I know.
Yeah, like like.
I know I should, Patty.
That's right. Peppermint Patty.
What's going on at the Y these days, you?
Hey, we're planning the Amazing Race again for the Y. The 4th annual Amazing Race.
Tell me.
It's going to happen September 25th.
Okay.
We're looking for 10 teams of 4 people to run around the city doing challenges like on the Amazing Race. It is wonderful fun. It's a wonderful, great time to fundraise for the YMCA.
It's a fundraising event.
It's a fundraising event.
So how does this work? Do the teams then pay money to get in, and then do they get pledged or something? Or
so they can either get pledged, or they can upfront the money themselves. So each 4-person team, each member on the team needs to pay $100.
So it's $400 a team?
Yes.
So you're going to raise $4,000?
I hope to, yes.
With 10 teams?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then hopefully have sponsors. So we're going to partner with businesses across the city to do challenges. We've already got Harvest Algoma on board.
Harvest Algoma, our friend Mike Delfrey and the United Way up there at the former Croatian Hall on 2nd Line.
Yeah, we have Coach Katrina.
Oh, downtown on Queen Street, Katrina's Club.
I'm hoping to have the library on board.
Well, Helena Huapalana is coming in today. Maybe she could set you up with Matthew and figure something out.
Yeah. We have Thompson Farms.
Up with the strawberries up on third line.
The wine barn. Their wine barn.
Their wine barn?
Yeah.
I can just see the Y teams going to the wine barn, and that's it. They just stop the Amazing Race there.
That's where we stop.
Strawberry champagne.
Yeah. So we're in the early stages of planning it.
How much fun? So you're still looking for some other sponsors?
We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for
locations to have the challenges.
Yeah, locations.
How many challenges have you had in the past? Do you recall, like how many things people would go to in the course of the day? I imagine it's a full day, right?
It is a full day. It starts at 9 a.m. at the YMCA. 9 a.m. at the YMCA and runs right through until 5 p.m. when we end up at a local business to celebrate whoever wins that amazing race. And lunch and dinner will be provided by, for the day. So wherever we end up, that's where dinner will be provided.
Lunch and dinner?
Lunch and dinner, yes.
Oh, you should talk to you know what you should talk to? Who? Our friend down at
Oh yes, yeah.
The Big Lake Cabin.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to have a team, and if it's September, we could have lunch on the patio at Big Lake Cabin. I'd like that.
But so we're firmed up on the date. Registration packages will be out.
You are firm September the what?
September 25th.
Okay.
September 25th, and we're only taking 10 teams.
10 teams of 4.
10 teams of 4.
I think the Musical Comedy Guild should put a team in.
Like the last one we had, we partnered with the museum, we partnered with Kathy Fisher at the Old Stone House. We partnered with Algoma University.
I bet you Bush Plane Edie would get in there with you.
I'm sure she would.
Could you imagine doing a challenge at the Bush Plane?
We did.
Did you already do one?
Yes, we in the year past, I think the second year, we had a Bush Plane challenge where we had to go around.
Oh, you should get a hold of the canoes. You should get a hold of, what are they, Jody McGuffin.
Oh, yes.
And do a canoe challenge.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
On the river, because then you get exposure too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So, like, we're looking for, what we're trying to do right now in the planning stages is get enough businesses on board and then plan our race route where we're going to be going and what we're going to be doing. And what we like to do with these businesses that come on board is to either ask them if they want to present us with a challenge or if they want us to brainstorm with them and make a challenge.
Okay, fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great amount of fun for the whole entire day.
So people, registrations are opening when, Sue?
We're hoping to have registrations open by, I'm going to say like May.
Okay. All right, so we're going to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And you'll come back on again then when the time is right to register.
Absolutely, yeah,
okay,
when registration opens.
All right, so listen, I don't know what you're about to see, but I know you're going to hear the news. Yeah. So just stay tuned. Alex is very ill, unfortunately. I think he's going to the hospital.
Oh my God, I hope he's okay.
I think it's pneumonia.
I hope he's okay because he's
pneumonia or whooping cough. Like, it's bad.
I know.
So take care, Alex. If you're watching from the hospital, go. Alex Parr's an emergency. Go take care of him. Yeah, and anyway, Kevin Collar is voicing the news for us next on Mornings with Luann and Tim. We'll be back right after this message from our sponsors, including KC Security, who's with us every single day. Thank you for sponsoring this show, guys. We'll be right back.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Canada has no immediate plan to impose stronger border patrols or isolation protocols in response to coronavirus outbreak, but the rules could change at any time based on the evolution of the disease. Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Theresa Tam, said today, asked by reporters during the teleconference if Canada would allow the US and some European nations in barring entry to people coming from China. Tam said that current measures and guidelines are now in place are significant because the risk to Canada remains low. Global Affairs Canada has warned against all travel to the Hubei province of China, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. The department has warned against non-essential travel to China and is suggesting that Canadians now leave China if their presence there isn't critical. Healthcare officials have also asked people returning to Hubei to self-isolate for 14 days, or if they're returning from elsewhere in China to stay home if they experience any symptoms. Vancouver police said 33 people were arrested early Monday as officers enforced an injunction preventing blockades at entrances to the Port of Vancouver and the Delta Port Container Terminal. In Victoria, Indigenous youth continue to camp at the front steps of BC's legislature in solidarity with the supporters of the hereditary Wet'suwet'en Nation chiefs who oppose a natural gas pipeline crossing their traditional territories in northwest BC. President Donald Trump went after the Democratic candidates running for his office the day before the New Hampshire's in the first-in-the-nation presidential primary.
We have more in this arena and outside of this arena than all of the other candidates, meaning the Democrats, put together and multiplied times 5. With your help on November 3rd, we are going to defeat the radical socialist Democrats. We are going to win New Hampshire in a landslide. And the day after my address, our good Republicans in the United States Senate voted to reject the outrageous partisan impeachment hoax and to issue a full, complete, and absolute total acquittal. You know, they always talk about the Democrats, they have enthusiasm, right? We have so much more enthusiasm than that's not even close. They're all fighting each other. They're all going after each other. You got them all over the place. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Not confirm if there's an investigation into former Vice Presidents Joe Biden or his son Hunter's dealing with the Ukraine.
Well, as I've previously said, the DOJ has the obligation to have an open door to anybody who wishes to provide us information that they think is relevant. But as I did say to Senator Graham, we have to be very careful with respect to any information coming from the Ukraine. There are a lot of agendas in the Ukraine. There are a lot of cross currents, and we can't take anything we receive from the Ukraine at face value. And for that reason, we had established an intake process in the field so that any information coming in about Ukraine could be carefully scrutinized by the department and its intelligence community partners so that we could assess its provenance and its credibility. And, you know, that is true for all information that comes to the department relating to the Ukraine, including anything Mr. Giuliani might provide.
Is the FBI investigating Joe or Hunter Biden at this point?
I'm not going to talk about any investigation, as I never would. We do not talk about open investigations.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
This past year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
At Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we want everyone to build a life that they love, and we teach you how to get the results you want in your mind and your body. Introducing our new small group classes to provide you with a happy and healthier life. Our small group classes are limited to 6 people to provide more personal coaching while having the supportive group environment. Classes are 10 weeks, and each week you will receive fitness and nutritional guidance that are tailored to your needs. Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we inspire you to move.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
We get used to the terminology here. The little video clip we see of the city that comes before we go to camera is called a bumper shot. Yeah. And so our camera person, Jacob, today will say, 5 to bumper. And I turned to him and, bumper, you brought her. And Sue says, bumper, I don't even know her. It's just fun. It's just fun.
It's just fun. It's like you are my friend, you know, outside of this. But
I'm glad the checks have been clearing.
Yeah, me too. Because I would have had to send my people.
All those Finnish people with their big. What would a Finnish person used to beat somebody up with?
A sauna ladle.
A sauna ladle.
A sauna ladle.
Sauna.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I do my homework usually. I try to find interviews, like February is such and such a month, like March, Red Cross month, whatever. Coming up in March, I'll be trying to get guests, whether it's a Skype interview or a local interview, about special days, weeks, or months. Okay, so I apparently messed up on February. I missed a couple of things, and Sue is here to call me out on the specialty month of February.
So we got Adopt a Rescued Rabbit Month.
And how did I miss that? February is Adopt, and I have Fur and Feathers Friday.
Yeah, fluffy rabbits.
I have pets on every Friday. Why haven't I had a rabbit on lately? So go and adopt a rabbit in February.
Yeah, but know that it's going to be like
I have had a bunny on though, haven't I? I had a rabbit. Oh, I wonder, did I have one in February? I had a rabbit on the show.
You did, I remember that.
Okay, go on. What else is it besides Adopt a Rabbit Month?
Beans Month. A very gassy subject. Right?
Okay. What are we supposed? What any kind of bean? Green, brown.
Beans. It's just beans. Beans.
Magical
the more you
fruit.
eat.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So let's eat beans at every meal.
That's right. It's Beat the Heat Month. Hey, in Sault Ste. Marie, we have no problem doing that in February, right?
If you want to beat the heat, come to Sault Ste. Marie.
That's right.
In February.
This is one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
Spunky Old Broads Month.
Spunky Old Broads Month.
Spunky Old Broads Month. Spunky Old Broads Month.
You kind of are because see now, broad, when I grew up, again, my mother, this was a term of endearment. Yeah. Oh, she's a great broad. You know, a broad was a woman who was one of the boys who just
stood up on her own and
got along with everybody and didn't take no guff from nobody.
That's right.
Know, Aurora Bukovich, she was a broad.
Yeah.
Jeannie McLeod, she was a broad. There were some great old broads in this city. Look, Susie, look.
Oh yes.
And there you are.
There I am.
On the left, in the green.
No, I'm on the right with holding the glass of wine.
Oh, that's you? I thought you were in the green holding with the whole bottle, hogging it in front of you.
Oh, yeah, that could. Actually, that probably is me. The bus line looks more like me than, you know.
Is it anything else, or are we done?
Oh yeah, no. It's return your shopping carts to the supermarket.
Okay, now that's okay. I have literally called people out in the parking lots of supermarkets when they get in their car and leave a buggy and ruin the parking space for the next person. I have literally said, "Hey, what are you doing?"
That's right.
I have also stood. Keith did this once. A gentleman got in his car, left the buggy there. backed out, and we took the buggy and we stood in front of him. And we would not have let him leave the parking lot until he got out and put that buggy away. Come on! Yeah. You're healthy people, put your I understand if you're in the handicap spot, do they still call it handicap spot, disabled spot? I don't know. Yeah. Reserve parking.
Accessible?
Anyway. Accessible. That's better. An accessible spot. If I understand, if you want to leave a buggy there, I'll take care of that. I'll put that away. It makes Keith crazy too because I insist on putting the stray buggies away. He gets so angry with me. So put your, and didn't Matthew Shoemaker want to pass
a law that with a bylaw here in Sault Ste. Marie about buggies coming off the property,
fining people or whatever. Does that ever go anywhere?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's investigate that one.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So coming up, we have another. Speaking of the sauna, and what would a Finnish person do? Helena, one of my favorite Finns, Helena Hoppalainen, is here from the Public Library because they are hosting an emergency preparedness event with the PUC and other partners, and we're going to talk about that right next on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim and Sue Ryan Mackey.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
Absolutely.
Of flat eggshell or white paint.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
Talking about being traumatized by pigeons. Okay, listen, joining us now, Jessica Ted from the PUC. Congratulations, you're there for 6 months as communications, what do you call yourself?
Coordinator. Communications coordinator.
It's a really cool job for a young person.
It is very cool.
But that's a lot of communications you have to deal with.
Yes.
This is great. This is part of making sure that you're in touch with the public and letting people know what they need to know to stay safe, and that's a huge.
Absolutely.
I don't know that people realize how much PUC is involved in safety. It's a huge part of it.
It's one of our biggest values. It's a top priority for us all the time.
Yeah. And Helena Hoppalainen, of course, from the Public Library. Nice to see you. How many days to retirement?
12.
12 days.
12 days.
But you're going to come back and visit for other reasons.
I hope so.
I've loved having you on the show all these years.
Thank you so much on behalf of the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library.
A pleasure. So now, this is another great thing that the library can do to help us out in Sault Ste. Marie. It's a community hub, and it's offering the location for this amazing event called Emergency Preparedness. What are you calling the whole title? The Emergency Preparedness?
The Emergency Preparedness Open House.
Open House?
Yes.
So let's start with Helena, if you don't mind. Yeah. Where and when and what time? All the puss.
So This, so the Public Library is thrilled to be hosting this for PUC. We have been in partnership at different times, and we will be hosting this on February 18th at the North Branch Library from 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay.
And it's great to have other community partners, which Jessica will talk about, be involved, because they will bring the resources and information, and as a library, that's what we share to the community.
Absolutely. And it's also a wonderful opportunity for anybody who has not yet been to the new North Branch on Northern Avenue to come in and pay a visit and just see the facility and how beautifully done it is. It's
That's right.
really a great space.
And you know what? It is coming to life. The community and new audiences are coming in, so in partnerships like this is just what we love to do.
Absolutely. So Jessica, tell me, I can call you Jess, right?
Of course.
So Jess, tell me, who's involved with this event? Why are you putting it on, and what are we going to gain from it as people who come and attend the open house?
Yeah, so we've partnered with the City of Sault Ste. Marie, the Vulnerable Persons Registry, Canadian Red Cross, Algonquin Public Health, and Sioux Fire Services.
Wow.
So all of us are coming together on the 18th at the North Branch to really give people an opportunity to come in and understand what it is that they need to be prepared for 72 hours without power, but also just in general. Any emergency situation, there'll be a ton of information there. It will be very educational. And
you pointed out, of course, recently all across the country, and the outages that have been happening with the winter storms. I mean, Quebec and the East Coast, and here in Sault Ste. Marie. I was in Cuba when it happened, but do you have places in the Sioux that were without power in the P-patch for, how long did it go?
It was about, there was 3 to 4 days for some people. Some people had it on before that, but it just...
And that's because of the weight of the snow and the ice.
And it's a very unique and not a very often, it doesn't happen very often, these type of situations.
But I'm sure the people who were in those situations were suddenly saying, wow, when you don't have the conveniences you're so used to.
Yeah, and the basic, you know, we take advantage of basic necessities, right? Like,
we take it for granted,
yeah. Our power's always on, and we never think about what would happen if it did go off.
Right.
So this event is really just such an important thing for people to note.
Even I have friends who live out in Gooley, and even those folks who are often used to having to go off the grid, kind of, you know, sometimes it happens out there, even they were struggling at some points with the snow and the power outages, and that they were running low on their supplies and stuff. So, so for instance, you're not going. It's not that I'm going to walk in there and have to sit down and listen to a presentation. That's not the way you're running this, right?
No, it's very informal.
That's why it's an open house rather than a meeting.
Yes. And so we'll have all of the partners around the library, around the North Branch. So you have an opportunity to visit each booth and
spend some time.
Yeah, spend some time, ask questions, ask whatever it is that you feel needs to be addressed, and then we're going to have a presentation on loop based on, you know, the past outage and what we believe you can do to stay safe and all of that sort of thing.
Yes,
I was just going to say too, is we decided on the time, if I'm correct, Jessica, 5:30 to 7:30, so that people that are working can make it to come in for this event too, right?
Right, it's after work, and you can stop on your way home for dinner, or if you have a 5 o'clock dinner and you're finished dinner at 6:30, 7, you can stop by and still get in there.
That's right.
How long do you think it would take to visit all the different, I'm guessing, how many different stations did you say? Red Cross, certainly amazing for emergency preparedness.
Yes, yeah.
APH, now that's a good one. I wouldn't have thought about that, but of course they are all about how to stay safe and healthy, right? And staying out of harm, right?
Yes, there's about 5 booths that can be visited, but we're also going to have like snacks and refreshments, coffee, tea, that kind of thing. And yes,
what do you mean prizes?
Prizes.
I love prizes.
Yes.
How do you get prizes? Just by going and filling out ballots?
Yeah, we're going to have a draw box at the very front of when you first walk in, and then you'll potentially get, you know,
like an emergency kit or
an emergency preparedness kit. PUC is going to have prizes, I know.
Yes, the library will have prizes.
The library will have prizes, so, and our other partners as well. So
I wonder if I'll see Aaron Gravel there from Firefighters, because he's such a god.
He's great.
Isn't he easy to talk to?
Yeah.
Full of knowledge, so friendly, so easy
to listen to.
And these guys are all professionals. I mean, everybody who's going to be there knows what they're talking about.
They do, and it's so it's such a, you know, we want the community to come out. We want them to feel like this is a safe place to be able to ask these sort of questions to people that they might not necessarily feel comfortable on a different basis to talk to.
And with the weather trends that are happening, this isn't just, we're not just talking about winter storms, and chances are, I mean, let's face facts, it's Sault Ste. Marie, it's February, we may be in for a couple of more biggies before this all goes away.
Well, March is coming, right? The
Absolutely.
lion or the lamb?
And then, what about summer? Don't forget about summertime. Lightning strikes, all that kind of stuff, thunderstorms, hailstorms. I mean, literally, the weather trends are getting so severe. We're seeing more and more severe weather patterns. So I think it's even more important in this day and age to be prepared, and we're so reliant.
Yes.
We become so reliant upon automation and all these things at our fingertips. When they're not there, we panic.
Well, even this last time, I think we were better off than when it was -30, right? It could have happened then.
Yes,
we at least
sure.
had warmer climates when it went off the last time.
But Vulnerable People's Registry, that's a huge one. I mean, to think about if you have a loved one in Sault Ste. Marie who is a vulnerable person, and you can't get through on the phone, or the power is out, or whatever, the roads are closed, you can't get to them, you want to make sure that that person is registered with first responders and professionals who will know how to check on that person and make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, and this event too is an opportunity for them to sign up. If they haven't already, they can very well do so.
I wonder if you can sign up somebody else. Like, could I go and sign up somebody that like a relative or something? Or does it have to be the person? That would be an interesting question to ask, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would
I think
be.
I'm going to go ask
If you come to the event, you'll find out.
And I'll find out. Let's refresh people's memories again. Once again, Helen, if you don't mind, just telling us where and when and time.
North Branch Library. It'll be February 18th from 5:30 to 7:30, and if I can kick in there too, and you can get a library card.
While you're there, get a library card, because library cards these days get you a lot of great things.
Provides all kinds of services.
Let's just name a couple. Old Stone House passes.
Old Stone House, the Ontario Parks Provincial Pass.
Oh, you can go to that's true, you can get there for a weekend, right?
Yes, we have the urban walking poles.
Yes.
That you can take out. And
do you still have, wait a minute, what about those kits? The
radon?
The radon kits.
So, since you mentioned that, we are getting...
That's kind of a good thing too, because that's about health and safety.
That's right. So we are getting 28 more radon kits by the end of the week.
I'm glad I asked.
Yes, because we had 25 to start off with, and at our launch, they all went out the same day, and we have something like 74 people on hold for them.
This is fantastic. Good for you, library.
Yes.
Good for us, library. And PUC and all the other partners who are involved in the Emergency Preparedness Open House. We'll see you there. And we'll see you right after this message. And thanks again to KC Security.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
If you've got someone hiding in your bushes, call KC Security. They'll watch your property, whether you're there or not.
They will.
And they're key holders too. Did you know they have a service like that?
Yeah, we use them for the YMCA.
Do you?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Security. Remember this from Laughing? Yes. Arnie Johnson? Very interesting, but stupid. We're not stupid, and neither are you for joining us on Mornings with Lou and Tim. Tomorrow, my special guest co-host is Michelle Cecchini from the Station
She's so
Mall.
wonderful.
I know. Well, so are you.
I'm sorry I'm going to miss her.
You're back on Thursday. See you then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Casey Security.
Have a great day, everyone.